Here's your first look at Rick and Morty Season 5. This weekend was a deeply nerdy smorgasbord of information for pop culture gluttons because while San Diego Comic-Con's Hall H and exhibitor halls weren't physically packed this year, the Hall H of our hearts overflowed with joy from watching live streams of panel after panel, seeing brand new trailers and all of our favorite guests. But for those of you missing the in-person Comic-Con experience, well, look at the silver lining. You didn't have to hungrily wait for the train to leave once you were trying to cross the street in front of the convention center this weekend, so kind of evens out. But back to the news. While Adult Swim wasn't officially tied to Comic-Con, they also took to the internet to showcase what's to come for some of their shows in Adult Swim Con. And we wound up learning way more about Rick and Morty Season 5 than we expected, considering it hasn't been 3 years since the last season. So, spoilers for Rick and Morty Season 5, but I'm just kidding. You know why you clicked this.
You son of a I'm in!
Now, the most substantial thing that we saw from Rick and Morty was a clip from the upcoming 5th season. Well, more or less. What we saw was the unfinished cold open for an upcoming episode, and while the animation was unfinished, it was still full of that whip-smart existential sci-fi humor that we've come to know and love from this fan-favorite series. It is honestly everything that you could want. Mortal danger, nihilism, some kind of alternate reality conflicts that leads to a joke about Blade.
What? Were we Blades in that one? That's tight.
But what the clip actually did was set up two pretty major character arcs for both Rick and Morty that could easily carry through the season or just be forgotten and solved by the end of the episode, because you never know with Rick and Morty. Anything is possible. Now, uncharacteristically, it looks like Rick has given up hope after a mission gone wrong, and with the space cruiser falling apart on re-entry to Earth, Morty thinks all is lost, so he places a call to his longtime crush Jessica, telling her he wished things could have bloomed between them romantically. And surprise, surprise, she shares similar sentiments. Now, it's this moment that gives Morty the will to live, just the push he needs to save the day and get Rick's ship back to Earth, crash landing into the ocean. Now, of course, this being Morty, we can't wait to see how his budding romance with Jessica goes absolutely awry, because just look what happened to Morty's love life in the Vat of Acid episode, am I right? But perhaps saving Rick's life is just going to cause them even more problems, because crash landing in the ocean evidently desecrates the sacred treaty twixt land and sea, as revealed by a brand new character who's apparently Rick's nemesis? Now, we always assumed that between his self-destructive tendencies, total lack of empathy, and ability to traverse infinite universes, Rick's greatest enemy was most likely himself, but as it turns out, his real nemesis is some sort of undersea prince named Mr. Nimbus, who definitely isn't just a reskinned version of Marvel's Namor the Submariner, and yes, you can expect to hear that name a lot.
What was his name again?
I am Mr. Nimbus! He's gonna say that a lot.
Wait, 2 Marvel Comics homages in a row? I thought comedy had a rule of 3, so wait, what's the third one gonna be? My money's on Fin Fang Foom, but I've been wrong before. Luckily, this clip wasn't all we got from the folks behind Rick and Morty. Series co-creator Dan Harmon gave us some insight and good news about the series, namely that Season 5 is ahead of schedule. It's basically done being written, and in fact, the writing team is actually hard at work right now on Season 6. So as the mad scientist from a very different animated series would say, good news, everyone!
Yes, Morty, I saw it on Futurama.
Oh, so you don't do anything unless it's original.
Now, Harmon also revealed that he'd like to see Rick and Morty cross over with another fan favorite, Netflix's BoJack Horseman.
As you know, my job involves performing heart surgery.
Well, yeah, on horses.
And while that might be a Sisyphean feat of intellectual property law to pull off, we wouldn't be shocked if the Rick and Morty team were the ones to get it done. It also wouldn't be the first crossover that Rick and Morty had. If you remember, back in 2015, the grandfather-grandson duo featured in a Simpsons couch gag.
Oh my god, Morty, what did you do? You killed the Simpsons, Morty!
No.
And if all of that wasn't enough, we also got a brand new Rick and Morty anime short film from Tower of God director Takashi Sano called Rick and Morty vs. Genocider. Now, no spoilers for that, you just need to watch it, but between this and their other Japanese language short, the Lone Wolf and Cub-inspired Samurai and Shogun, we hope this is a trend to continue as the series goes on. Now, while we don't have a release date yet for Season 5, Harmon says that work is ahead of schedule, and that gives us a sense of hope that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Like, less than 3 years between seasons sooner, because any later would just be, well, it'd be ridiculous. But in the meantime, tell me, what do you folks think? What do you think of Mr. Nimbus? And did you watch Rick and Morty vs. Genocider? Also, what was your favorite piece of news from Comic-Con at home? Let's discuss in the comments below, and for all the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, make sure that you head to Nerdist.com.